the truth, when they lead the truth, men are let other men know. Videos go up. Like, hey, look at this brother right here. He couldn't make it. Or we speak to each other. Yeah, he couldn't make it, man. He was in, but you know, this is what happened. There's certain things that have happened that could take you out, and I'm gonna read about it, okay? And people, you know, brothers talk to each other. Yeah, man, he came in, he fell out, man. You know, for whatever reason, you know. And the Lord gave those reasons. He gave those reasons too. He says, verse 30, saying this man began to build and was not able to finish. Right? So when you come into the truth, coming in is serious. You got, this is like the rest of your life. Okay? It's not nothing, this ain't no fad. You know, it ain't no fad, man. So if you are part of the elect, the Lord gonna keep you from here on out. But guess what? If you ain't part of the elect, hey, there's something that happened that you'll be like, I can't do it. I can't do it this week. I can't do it. And the next thing you know, the knowledge that you obtained a little bit is gone. And that's in the scriptures too. I'm gonna read it. And it says, saying this man began to build and was not able to finish. Or what king going to war to make war against another king sitting not down first and consult whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000. So a king just ain't gonna up and just a king not just gonna up and run the war. Okay? He not gonna up and do that. He gonna sit down, he gotta plan it out. Just like these different countries you see, they just don't run just jump in the war. They have to sit down at a strategic war table and sit there and plan out how we gonna do this, because you got logistics in war. You know, you gotta move that shit. It costs money. You gotta move troops, you gotta move equipment and all that. Okay? It costs money. You know? You sitting there, you got them nukes. Hey. A lot of money, billions and billions of dollars go into one nuke. You gotta make sure if I hit this button, everything it's gonna be able to launch and go where it need to go. If you got a malfunction in the gal, you hit it and it go up and then go sideways and fall 20 feet, then everybody's finna get blown up where you at, and it accomplishes mission. No planning. So you have to plan, man. When you come to the truth, man, part of your planning is you watching videos, man. You sit down, you go on YouTube, you watch the elders. You know, it's part of your planning. So if the Lord is if it's for you to be a prophet and teach, it will be. Because we was just reading in 12th chapter, is some men that are gonna be they gonna have the knowledge. Some men gonna be helpers too. When you read on down in 12 and 7 or 8, is some men gonna be helpers. You know, and you're gonna have a lot of cats coming in the truth in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. So they're gonna be solely coming in off faith, because they ain't gonna know the stories that's in the scriptures. They just gonna be coming off faith, man. You know, they ain't hear the name, they believe. So hey, this is what it's gonna be. Okay. Now go to Mark. Book of Mark. It's in the book of, when you read the book of Mark, that 4th chapter, at the end of the 3rd chapter, Yahweh was doing miracles, right? A couple miracles, and then the people heard of it. So guess what? You know they're gonna come running. The multitude is gonna come running. So he went up in the mountains. He went to the house. People was at the door, man. Where you at? 'Cause they want to get healed. But he got a ministry to preach. He got a doctrine to teach the disciples, so he could bring them on a level and send them out, and they be apostles and help teach the people. So you got people, man, they was knocking down the door. They want to know where he at, right? So his mom and brother heard it. They heard it, and they went up there where Yahweh and the disciples were. And what did the people say? Hey, your mother and your brother not here, because they wanted them to open the door. He said, hey, my mother and my brother are right here. Those who are basically into this doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, these are brothers, the spiritual brothers, man. Okay, and that's what we are. We're spiritual brothers. You know, we have what you call siblings, but you know it's your mom and dad had or your dad had. But you know what? They ain't your real brothers, man. A lot of them ain't in the truth, and they don't care about it. So you know, so Yahweh Shai in the 4th chapter, when that ended, he had to teach the people basically from a ship. That's why when you say he went to the ship, and he spoke from that ship because it was so many of them. You know, it's like if he come down, they can grab on him. They gonna grab on him and mob him because they want to be healed. So he spoke from that ship, and when he got done, he was basically chilling. He was speaking to them in parables. Okay, he was speaking to the people in parables. So the disciples want to know basically when it says, he wanted to speak to them in parables. He said, and he taught, verse 2, and he taught them many things by parables. He said unto them, in this doctrine, hearken me, behold, there went out a sword to sow. And he was telling them, he was actually letting them disciples know this particular parable, this is like the easiest parable they should know. Right? He was basically, when you go into it, you know, you go into like commentaries, he was telling them this parable is the easiest one. He was like, he gonna tell them, if you can't get this one, you ain't gonna get none of them. You know? And sugar, I still be looking at it. I'll be reading and looking at it because, you know, hey man, you know, it says, hearken, behold, there went a sword to sow, and it came to pass as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it. Now I'm gonna read this, but I'm gonna go because the breakdown of the parable is later in the chapter, and I'm gonna go through the breakdown and explain it. It says, and it came to pass he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it, and some fell on stony ground where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up because of had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no root, it withered away. It says, and some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit. And the other fell on good ground, and did yield fruit. They sprang up and increased, and brought forth some 30, some 60, and some 100. And he said unto them, he that have ears to hear, let him hear. If you got ears, understand what this parable is saying. It says, and when he was alone, they were about him with the 12, asked him of the parable, and he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mysteries, the secrets of the gospel. Those are the mysteries, right? Of the kingdom of the Most High Yahweh. But unto them that are without are these things done in parables. So, like basically, like the without 2/3, man. What Romans 11:7 say? The election have obtained it, but the rest were blinded. Okay. It says, get Isaiah 6:9. Hold it. It says that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand. At least any time they should be converted, and their sins shall be forgiven them. Right? So if they be converted, the sins will be healed. But it say they see and they don't even perceive. Right? Remember we get Isaiah 6:9.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 6, verse 9.
And you know, like Yahweh Shai was, you know, he was heavy in studying Isaiah because he quoted a lot of things from the book of Isaiah. Okay? You see that when you read in the scripture? Read that, Yahweh Shai.
In mine ears, says the Lord Yahweh of hosts, of a certain truth, many houses shall be desolate.
That's Isaiah 6:9. Okay, go ahead.
Many houses shall be desolate, even great and fair, without inhabitant. Yet 10 acres of vineyard.
Isaiah 6:9. Okay. You look, I ain't read that alone. 6:9. No,
This is Isaiah chapter. This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. And he said, "Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not."
So you hear it, but you understand not, right? You hear the word, you hear the words that are coming out of the prophet's mouth, but you understand not the words, man, because it sounds foreign to you. Because you used to believe in the words of Cesare. You used to believe in the words of the devil, man. You know, go ahead.
And see ye indeed, but perceive not.
You see ye indeed. You see the men out here. You see the posters, but you perceive not. You can't see it. You can see it, but you can't see it. Because what? Go ahead.
Make the heart of his people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut down their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their hearts, and convert and be healed.
See? And then the only ones gonna convert and be healed are the men who was set up from the foundations, who are the 144,000 and the multitude. These are the only people that's gonna be healed, man. Everybody else is slated for death. 2/3 of Israel, man. And he talking to the Israelites. All through the Bible, man, it's talking about Israel. That word in the Bible like 2,500 times, man. Israel. Okay? Even if you in the, when you look in the Strongs, man, when you look up certain names, you go look up go read right there in Mark 3, where it speaks of the disciples' names, and look their names up, and it'll tell you they're Israelites. Then it tells you Yahushua was what? Sprang out of the tribe of Judah. It was Judah.
7:14.
Yeah, sprang out of the tribe of Judah. So he an Israelite. So this is what the whole scripture, this is what it's for, man. It's not for none of you other nations, man. Okay?
Psalms 147:19. He showed his statutes and judgment unto Israel. Jacob.
Look like David Banner. He doing okay. He need to come on over here.
Look at that.
Yeah. he in that black country. I know. I heard him talk. He need to come on over here. David Banner. So back in Mark 4, I go back and start at 11. Okay, it says, and I said unto them, and he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of the Most High Yahweh, but unto them without, all these things are done in parables, so they don't get it. It says that seeing they may see and perceive not, and hearing you may hear and not understand, at least at any time they should be converted, and their sins shall be forgiven them. Verse 13, and he said unto them, know ye not this parable? You don't know this parable? And how then will ye understand all of them? So when you go into that just strict precept, he's telling you, if you don't know this parable, you don't know none of them. You know?
We still had that blindfold.
Hey, you ain't gonna know none. You don't know this one. You don't get this one. You ain't gonna know none of them. Hey, this is serious. This is serious because this parable here is dealing with all the brothers. When you hear the truth for the first time, right? You first hear it, boom. When you first hear it, oh man, what's this right here? From that point on, this parable deals with what happens after that. Okay. So it says, verse 14, the sower soweth the word. Okay. So the sower that soweth the word, the sower is basically Yahushua, right? And it says, and these are they by the wayside of who? The hearers, the people who hear the word, okay? It deals with the wayside. And the word is sown. It says, but they that hear, that they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts, okay? So, when the gospel is preached, right, you have casual hearers, right, okay? Now, it says when they hear the word, Satan cometh, right, which which when you go into the earlier parable, it's talked about the fowls coming down. Okay, now when you have a real garden and you have seeds that you plant and you throw in the dirt, some might fall out and hit the ground where you make your rows at. Because like when you make a garden, basically when you make your rows, you take the actual, when you make the row, like the part you stick the anvil on, that part that going under the ground, that right there is the row you walk in. That's not where the stuff gonna go, because they're gonna make the same row over here that's gonna push all that dirt to a hill. So the part where the anvil is going is the part where you're gonna walk in when you're dealing with a garden. And that part that comes up to the top, that's the part you're gonna take the hoe, you're gonna clean all the grass off, or you're gonna chop that up, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so the seeds that you don't plant that just falling, a bird will come eat it up, take it away. Which it stands for Satan, okay? It stands for Satan, man. Because when you hear the doctrine, guess what? The little bit you take in, while you're taking it in, Satan will come up, boom, and he'll come in with something contrary to the doctrine. He'll mess with the men, and then guess what? They'll lose everything. They'll walk off, and that happens. They'll lose everything they just learned, and they put in their memory to be lost. Okay. Perfect example was last week. Okay. That brother's right there. He was out here last week. He was sitting down on the ground listening, and then Satan come from across the street. Was on that other dude. He ran right over here. And no regard of what was happening. He didn't come up humble, just listen. He came up like he was on some level, man, talking. Even the brother like, hey, he out of here, man.
Out of there.
And the first thing he said was, why you got horns on Jesus? He was talking about this right here. You know, so we knew he was out of there, man. Out of there. He just kept on. You know, it's what it is. And it says, verse 16. Hey, Jake them through, man.
They mad, ain't they?
Man, they car mad. Hey, Jake through. Man, Jake's trouble gonna be something else, man. I don't know how these people gonna handle it, man. Hey, we gonna be scared enough, but these people out here, man, I don't know,
This is gonna laugh.
It says, verse 16, Mark 4:16, and these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground. Okay, stony ground. When they hear the word and they get a little understanding of it, okay? It says, who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, right? So when they hear the word, they're glad to hear it. Like, damn, man, it's the truth, man. It's real. Oh, shit. Man, I knew the Lord was black. I knew it was. Fuck Esau. You know, fuck Esau. Hey, we're going to get Chad to whoop his ass. Fuck Esau. They be happy, right? And then it says, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a little time. So there's no root. They don't have that foundation. They might not have all the tools they need. They ain't sit down and count the cost, so they can't build that strong foundation, that house on that strong foundation. So they only in for a little season, man. You might see it. You might see them. They might come out about a month. Then next thing you know, they'll miss 1 week. And you might see them. I'm gonna make it, man. Then you might see him another weekend, and you don't see him no more for 6 months. Then you'll see him walk by the counter. Shalom. Pull out your pom-poms and cheerlead. That's what it's about. Right? And it says, and these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, right? They understand it. They got an affection for the word, right? But it ain't all the way broken in their mind, man. Which Bible, will say heart, but we know his heart is live in your mind, right? And it says they have no root in themselves, so endure but for a time. Afterwards, when affliction and persecution arises, for the word's sake, immediately they are offended.